When I was young, I thought that I was going to change the world. I was going to save the world. So I became an experiential learning specialist. I traveled to 25 different countries. And what the world taught me was that in order to have the most sustainable relationship with the world around you, you have to start with your relationship with yourself. I went to the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development, and the leading sponsor was Coca-Cola. We ate all of our food on styrofoam plates, and I thought, well, I guess it's up to us to change this world. But at that time, I was so exhausted from this idea of heroism that I had. I, like the way that we treat our world, had depleted myself of my own natural resources. I think that I felt the same way that a lot of Americans feel, exhausted. From this lifestyle, this addiction to production and consumption, it's not only bad for our environment, but it's equally bad for us. We spend all of our work week working so hard that by the time we get to the weekend, we're so exhausted we just want to sink into the couch and watch reruns of Desperate Housewives. So I don't think that this is the natural way to live. In fact, I think that within all of us, we have a natural instinct for sustainability because we are beings of the earth. And as a microcosm of the earth, we have this inner compass to help us, to guide us in sustainability. And the world has taught me 3 tools to help to reconnect with my inner compass. The first of which is presence. Nothing makes me feel more present than a thunderstorm. So I'm going to ask for some audience participation right now. On the count of 3, just bang your feet on the ground. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. May we all live in the present moment and awaken to the beauty of the present moment every day. And may we know that in this present moment, we are enough. The present moment has so much to offer us. It helps us to become more aware of ourselves. When I become present, it's like I just suddenly know how I feel, what's sustainable for me, and I learn to trust myself to know what's right for me. Not to mention, the present moment has such a great amount of absolute pleasure. You can only experience this pleasure in the present moment, and we all deserve to give ourselves permission to experience that. So may we all dedicate ourselves to living within the present moment. The second tool that I learned was courage. So at the count of 3, let your voices be heard. Let me hear a loud roar. Thank you for being silly about that. Good job. Courage is so important because once we become present, it's really easy to feel vulnerable. We must face ourselves and embrace the whole aspect of who we are and not let any part of ourselves be left behind. We must have the courage to be able to speak up about injustices and to feel okay with feeling like a foreigner. To live with integrity within ourselves, even if that means living differently than the way the people around us live. And I encourage all of us to ask ourselves, how could I better serve the world if I simply just give myself a little bit more courage to do so? And I hope that we can all think about that. And for my last tool that I've learned, I want to talk about connection. So go ahead and reach your hand out to the person next to you, make it nice and awkward. Give them a hug, give them a hand hold. Make that connection. Yeah. Because you really never know what that person has been through today. You really don't know how long it's been since that person had a hug. So, I still travel the world, but I no longer am trying to save the world heroically. Instead, I'm trying to build connections. It's more sustainable for me because it means that I can recognize that everything that I put out, I'm going to get back in a fair exchange relationship. But it's also better for the people that I serve. Because instead of putting them in this victim mentality, where I'm the hero swooping in to save the day, it empowers them to be able to be contributing just as much as I am. And I want to introduce all of us to this idea of shine theory. Shine theory says, if you don't shine, I don't shine. And I want to thank everyone for coming and being a part of Ignite today, for helping me shine so that I can hopefully take this out into the world, take all of this beautiful energy, and shine for other people. So, presence, courage, Courage and connection will help us all to create a sustainable self so we can have a sustainable